Hi, kids. Okay, The Big Sleep, 1946, directed by Howard Hawks. 300 videos on this channel, and I haven't really done, I don't think, any film directed by Howard Hawks yet, which is kind of crazy because he's kind of underrated, but also one of the greatest directors of all time. He's got that strong Hawksian women, um, all sorts of genres, and a tour, you could say. So Howard Hawks, the director, and then the team here, of course, is Bogart and Bacall. Talked about Bogart before. Haven't really talked about Bacall yet. So it's The Big Sleep. Of course, Bogart now gets his turn to play Philip Marlowe. Last time we mentioned Philip Marlowe, that was Dick Powell was Philip Marlowe. Bogart did get a chance to be Sam Spade, another Raymond Chandler character. This, of course, is based on Raymond Chandler novel. But now he's Philip Marlowe. There'll be other Philip Marlowes. Speaking of Philip Marlowe, has anybody seen the what is it called? Marlowe, the Liam Neeson. The new film came out this year. Liam Neeson is Philip Marlowe. You check that out? I haven't checked it out yet, to be honest, but maybe I should tonight. So, based on a novel by Raymond Chandler, the screenplay credit is to William Faulkner and Jules Furthman and Lee Brackett. All get credit on this. We'll talk about that in a little bit. First, let's talk about Lauren Bacall because I've talked about Bogey before. In the Casablanca video, I talked about Bogey quite a lot. That's what that video was mostly about. Talk about Bacall. So Lauren Bacall, not her birth name. What a surprise! She's got a Hollywood name. Betty Joan Persk, I believe, is her birth name. She was a model. Hawks pretty much found her. He managed her, signed her to a contract, and was in charge of her career. Probably quite smitten with her. Um, had a whole bunch of things to make her Hollywoodized. She went through voice coaching. Apparently, her natural speaking voice was quite high and nasally. But Bacall's not known for that, is she? She is known for that low, smoky voice. So, Hawks is responsible for that, I suppose. So, this is the second film of the team up of Bogart and Bacall, the future couple. At this point, pretty much couple for this the filming of this film. Her first performance is To Have and To Not, which is based on Ernest Hemingway novel. Hawks friends with Ernest Hemingway and William Faulkner. They both, all of them had some hobbies in common. So debuted in that with Bogart. Bogart was immediately smitten with her. Hawks was a little frustrated with that because he was a little smitten with her too. I believe both men were married at the time. Hawks was more worried though of what Bogart's intentions were and what he's going to do to his brand new leading lady. Right? He can't have Bogey jeopardizing her career. Bogart was married. Talked about his marriage, I believe, in the Casablanca video. Alcoholic marriage. They were both hitting the bottle pretty hard. Kind of abusive. Maybe not good for each other. So he's quite a lot older. Bogart was a lot older than Bacall at this point. But anyways, To Have and To Not is her first screen performance. And then she does, what is it, Confidential Angel, which was kind of a bomb. And then this is the third film, second one with Bogart. And at this point, they're full steam. Yeah, so screenplay credit. Talked about that. Let's talk about, so one of the writers credited is Lee Brackett, female writer. Lots of females in film noirs. Lee Brackett was mainly a science fiction writer, pulp science fiction stories, but of course worked in Hollywood, worked on screenplays, worked on things like Rio Bravo and El Dorado. And before she died, she did the first draft of The Empire Strikes Back. So George Lucas pretty much told her all his different ideas that he wanted for the film, things he was thinking of, set locations, characters, and she put it together into a cohesive story. Submitted the first draft quite quickly because she had cancer and was dying. So submitted that, and then of course gets worked on later. She can no longer work on it. So who knows what The Empire Strikes Back would be like if Lee Brackett had got a chance to work on it more. It's already pretty good, right? So Lee Brackett dies, I think, the age of 62 before Empire Strikes Back comes out. Anyways, so Lee Brackett has a pass at the screenplay. So does William Faulkner. Faulkner, novelist. Not as successful at the point where he comes to Hollywood as a novelist as he later will be. Doesn't really know what he's doing. Not a big fan of movies. Just kind of writing. He forms friendship with Howard Hawks and asks Howard Hawks to help him learn how to write screenplays. So Faulkner and Brackett, two writers, both submit drafts of the screenplay. Hawks takes this set, starts production with those drafts, and kind of rewrites as they film, as they go. And then he's got Jules Furthman on set helping him do that. Furthman we will talk about in another video in this film noir series, so I'll save him for then. But it's a whodunit, it's a mystery, and it's quite convoluted. And even during filming, there was questions of what exactly is going on here. Does it make sense? There was a question during a particular scene sequence of whether a character is murdered or commits suicide, and they asked Hawks, and Hawks wasn't sure, so he sent message to Raymond Chandler saying, "Hey, it's your work. Was this guy murdered or was it suicide?" Chandler says, mm-hmm. So there you go. You don't have to have solutions to your mysteries as long as you got Bogart and Bacall, right? So the film was in production, filmed from October to January 44 to 45, which is kind of a long shoot for the late 40s for a production like this. Part of that was Bogey's drinking, back a little bit, but filming finishes January 1945. Post-production, everything, editing and all that stuff is done March of 45. And the film isn't released until August of 46. So almost a whole year after post-production is done. Part of the reason for that was the war is coming to an end, right? So the war ends in September of 45. Studios have a bunch of films based around the war. The war was topical. I did a whole war series talking about how Hollywood approached the war and war films. So they had all these slates of movies just waiting, so they wanted to push those through, get those released before the war is over, in case people don't really want to watch that, not interested in the war anymore when it's gone, it's over, it's done. So they had to get all those through first, and then capitalizing on Bogart and Bacall and just their celebrity, their relationship celebrity. So it doesn't come out till August of 46 for that reason. That is about it for The Big Sleep. Wow, 10-minute video on The Big Sleep. Thank you for watching. Oh, and they did reshoots too to capitalize on the Bogart and Bacall. I forgot to mention that. That was another part of the reason they went back and filmed more scenes with those two. one of the brothers responsible for Casablanca came in uncredited, wrote those scenes. Snappy dialogue, of course. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe.